broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. It's been another wild boar of a week. Oink, oink. The political dumpster's ablaze, but let's put out this shit show and reload your brain with the facts you actually need. All right, you little bastards. It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Come on, you feline. Start scratching the post. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
We are scratching today, and the claws are sharp because we weren't here on Tuesday. Welcome to your political week in review with the vocal minority. It's Nick and Steve. What's up, everybody?
What's up? I do miss this when we don't do it. So, yeah, we got plenty to discuss, and you guys can get vocal. Comment section is where you can do it. We'll read the fun ones. The rest of you can chat amongst yourselves. If you want to contact Nick and I directly, just go to thevocalminority.net. That's our personal website, but we're all over this Really American thing, so spread it.
That's right. We appreciate you stepping into the fight. You know what I'm saying? You're getting vocal, and hopefully you're still talking to people because, yes, we are starting to see some cracks in the foundation. I mean, we've been seeing them, I don't know, pretty consistently ever since ICE has went into Minneapolis.
People, that whole thing,
yeah, that whole thing. So it's good to see it going. I mean, CPAC, dude, we're going to talk about that as we roll into the show. Usually, I'm just thinking, like, when we started talking about CPAC today, we were just chatting a little bit. I was like, fuck me, man. Last time this year, like, there were chainsaws on stage and, like, all this Republican MAGA electricity happening. And this year, not so much.
It's always a conservative circle jerk, and they love they love each other, but things are not as lovely this year because not everyone is thrilled with everything going on. And on that topic, real quick, just a reminder to the audience: this Saturday, it is the 3rd No Kings March, coast to coast, worldwide, really, quite frankly. So
get out. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing: MAGA's always waiting for us to fizzle out. So, yeah, I mean, the first one was big. The second one was bigger. Will the third one be the biggest of all? Well, that's up to you. That's up to us, you know?
Should be. First one, 5 million. Second one, 7 million. I'm putting the bar at 10 million. Now, some people have said it should be all 300-something million of us, but let's be realistic. Let's shoot for 10 million. That would be the largest, like, domestic mass protest thing going on. And, go to nokings.org if you don't already know where your local protest march or whatever it is happening. So
you think we can grab 10, huh? I was hoping just for like 8, maybe 8.5, but you think we can grab 10? You think that's where we're at?
Yeah, I do. I mean, so many crazy things have happened just since last October. I mean, you mentioned the ICE killings. We got a war in Iran. We got the Venezuela thing. I mean, we got a laundry list of items going on. And I did a video on this topic the other day, and I played a clip, first of all, from Rachel Maddow. She ran down the entire list of everything that has happened just since October, which was inspiring on one level and just depressing on another.
Don't you find it enlightening? Because I've been seeing some of that go around, and I'm just like, shit, forgot about that, and that's the goal, right?
Absolutely. And she had a guest on, one of the organizers, who made a very good point that I had not noticed, that nobody in the GOP world, no elected officials this time, are mentioning the No Kings. Because the last 2 times they talked about, protest, this is anarchy, and we're going to send that out. They're not mentioning it because they think if they don't mention it, it won't be newsworthy. There's no conflict, no news coverage, no one's going to show up. So don't fall for that bullshit. And I know you guys are above that. Like, you're not going to fall for that stuff. But spread the word to everyone you know. Like, show up this Saturday at wherever it is going on near you.
It's interesting you say that, dude, because with all sans backlash of the No Kings protest, you hear about it a lot less. And I mean, maybe that says something about our party, is that, like, we got to get that messaging going, dude. You know, we're so distracted, and rightfully so, by everything that's happening on a daily basis that sometimes we forget to throw that shit in. So thanks for bringing it up.
It's a lot, and I know all of us are paying attention. I think Naomi's saying 12 million. Is that what we're going for in your world? All right.
Oh,
I'm down. I'm saying 10. Let's go for 12, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, this Saturday, I'm going to the same one I was at in October, where that local mega freak person showed up starting arguments and stuff. So they may show up again, but you know, you going to try to hit one in Seattle or what?
Yeah, I think so. Rachel's been out of town. She's coming home tonight, so we haven't really talked about it, but I'm sure she's on board to, you know, go stir up some good fortune.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, I'll be out there with the camera and the microphone and all that stuff. So tune in Sunday. Perhaps I'll do a little video with my coverage. So.
Very nice. I will look forward to that, and let's look forward to some news on CPAC and other great things happening now.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Yes. CPAC is back, and it's divisive for the first time. Fun headline here that Newsweek ran today. Republicans turn on Trump at CPAC. Quote, can't stand the guy.
Wow. It's interesting, dude, because, you know, I don't know. As I went to watch some of these clips from CPAC, I read about it first, and I found like a lot of the stuff was misleading, you know, just like, you know, even when you say there, you know, like I saw people, let me be clear first, okay? Like last time at CPAC last year, we didn't see anyone stepping up and saying, like, I'm a little worried about this. It was just all lick balls, suck butt, right?
Yes.
So I did
see
see
about that the other night, but yes, go ahead.
I did see some of that, but I still saw this MAGA group that is like, you know, that does mental gymnastics better than anyone you could ever imagine, to just be like, you know, this war does mean something, you know, like no one had the balls to do it. All the talking points coming up, you can tell what they've heard, what they're listening to, and that they don't have an original thought.
No, of course. Listen, it's still a cult, but there are cracks forming, and there are people speaking out for the first time. And that is, you know, that's the slow shift that we're looking for. Because some of those people, I don't know if they're going to vote blue, but they may just not vote. And that's better than nothing, you know?
And the other thing we'll go over at the tail end of the CPAC thing is we continue to see, you know, we've been talking about people like Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, some of these sycophants that have started, you know, going to the other side of the aisle and denouncing things that are happening. But a lot of these podcast bros, dude, you've been talking about Andrew Schultz, who was a big person that helped Trump get elected, for crying out loud, who came out and said, error on my part. I made a mistake. I believe the bullshit. We'll add to that list today too with a couple more.
Are you talking about Rogan?
Rogan's one of them.
Okay, I'll save it for later. But he said some fun things about MAGA. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but yeah. And just real quick to follow up this Newsweek article, it's talking about the fact that mainly the Gen Zers, the younger people, are abandoning ship on Trump, but it's really kind of cutting deeper than that too. Trump's popularity amongst U.S. voters took a nosedive since the start of the ongoing war with Iran. According to the latest polling compiled by statistician and political analyst Nate Silver, who is very well known for getting things right, a week ago, the president had a net approval rating of negative 13.9. As of this week, just yesterday, it dropped to a negative 16.7. That is a record low for Trump across the board. Negative, let alone negative 16.
I think that's a record probably for anyone ever, right?
I would have to think so. I don't know what Nixon was right around Watergate or anything, but it's not good.
Yeah. Those are good things. When you mention the younger voters, there were people at CPAC from that age range that were definitely speaking out on this. We can go over some of those clips right now if you want to. I got a bunch of clips put together from some of the highlights or lowlights, as they were.
I love your clips, so yes.
Okay, let me play this just because I think that this one addresses kind of what you were just talking about here with that youth vote. Here's somebody from CPAC speaking out with their opinion.
This is not a war. This is not an award. Oh my God, I absolutely support the President of the United States of America.
I'm at CPAC in Dallas. It's the biggest conservative conference in the country. And lots of people here are talking about the war in Iran. Trump is not speaking at this event this year, but in the past when he has spoken here, he's talked a lot about not starting new wars.
When it comes to Iran, how do you feel about that?
I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I mean,
President Trump ran on no new wars. I feel like we've been opted into a war that shouldn't be ours. It should be Israel's.
I don't think Trump is really controlled by anybody, as much as everyone would like to control him. But I do question some of the things when it comes to, are we just going to bend over everything for Israel, you know?
Do you feel disappointed in the president?
Sure.
Do you still support him?
I want him to succeed. I certainly do. I think it's to be determined on, you know, if I can remain to support him. We'll see how the next 6 months go, and we'll see what happens.
Are you concerned that this war drags on?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We hear the phrase America first. Let's put America first. And I'm concerned that this isn't putting America first.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, even you see him kind of on a teeter-totter, like he doesn't think that we should be involved in this war. I mean, I guess it's somewhat patriotic in normal times to say, like, you know, I'm going to support the president. Hopefully he's doing the right thing. But
that's a bullshit non-answer.
Yeah.
Do you support the president? Well, I want him to do well.
Right.
It's like saying, you know, do you support Charles Manson? Like, well, I want him to not kill people. Like,
right.
That's not an endorsement.
Yeah, well, we're giving them little cookies to keep coming over, you know. I'm trying to be patient with some of these people. This kid said it a little more frankly. He's an attendee of CPAC as well.
I think they would get destroyed in the midterms. I get the vibe. A lot of people I knew who just voted for Trump because they thought it was cool in like high school are just now just being like, I can't stand the guy.
Yep. Hey, spot on, man. You know, my 16-year-old son tells me that if he wasn't politically savvy because I exposed him to these things, to facts and news and information, he said I'd probably be a Trumper just because it's like the cool thing on social media. All the teenage kids and into the 20s, like they just think Trump is cool. And I don't think those, you know, low information voters, if I'm being nice, I don't think they think he's cool because of his policies or his racism or any of that stuff. There's just some cool factor because of that brosphere, you know, manosphere thing that you were talking about. So yeah, I think that kid right there is spot on. Like, no, the vibe is going the other way. We just kind of thought he was cool, but none of the shit he's doing is cool, and they don't like any of it.
No. And let's be real. These young kids are only old enough now to really see this as their first war that their country's engaged in, you know? Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, when, you know, I wasn't a kid when the Iraq war started. Well, maybe, how old was I? At any rate, when we went to war.
Early 20s, we were.
Yeah. So, I mean, even in my early 20s, it was kind of scary knowing.
Wait, you talking about the first Iraq war or post 9/11?
Yeah,
the first Iraq war, I think we were in high school. But.
Yeah, we were in high school. So, but that was scary to think, oh, our country is in a war. And what does that mean for me, especially at that age? Like, you know, will I have to go? Will I have to go to this? You know, I mean, so for kids that age, like, this brings up a lot of different emotions, and we think like, yeah, we shouldn't be in any new wars, dude. What are we doing here? We've never been told, really.
No, and I always have this sort of glib response of like, well, I'm not getting drafted. Then I'm like, yeah, my son is 16, so whoops, like we're all moving to Canada if that actually were to happen, which I think is a long shot, but you know, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. And the White House has declined to say that they would take that off the table.
Yeah. So I can see why these younger kids, I mean, I can see the allure, right, from all that stuff that was in the manosphere of those broadcasts and everything like that, and then all the fun stuff on TikTok with him dancing and saying disrespectful shit to people, that it's funny that there's an old person talking like that, you know, like I get it, but now they're starting to see like, oh, this is serious shit and don't want anything to do with it. So
yeah, spot on.
So, so it was interesting to see some of those people, but then we talk about, you know, the people that really matter, you know, I mean, I guess they'll matter at some point because when it's their turn to vote, maybe some of them will be 18. But let's talk about some of us older voters.
A lot of this is going to get solved with just old age. Like there's a certain demographic out there that you're not changing their opinions on politics or race. They just need to die. And the younger generation, as they get older and hopefully vote more like that, that is part of what we just have to wait for.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. You know,
Yeah.
it's that Fox News machine, dude, that I hold completely 100% responsible for taking all the people my mother's age and you know, some of the boomers and scaring the shit out of them into voting a certain way. So
Yeah, a lot of people think we're overstating it when we say that, but it really is not. I know we've always had two sides politically, the left, the right, and all that, but Fox News blew a just chasm in between with their intentional lying and propaganda, manipulation. They know, like marketing, advertising, you say something over and over, it just wears into your brain.
completely.
So they are absolutely to blame for almost everything that's going wrong in this country. I mean, they took a fire that was already there and just dumped gas on it.
Completely. Because one thing I think that people of a younger age, like your son's age, don't quite understand is when you get older, you feel more vulnerable for good reason in a lot of cases, right? But so it's easier to be afraid of things. I'll never forget that my mom, she lives in a 55 plus community. She had a neighbor who was a Vietnam vet, and she was kind of friendly with the guy. And he came over one day while I was there, and he was like, "Do you hear what they're talking about on the news right now?" And I was like, "Well, there's so much. What are you referring to?" He's like, "Well, they're just going to start to be able to come into our house and like take anything they want, and they won't be held accountable for it." I was like, "What do you mean? Just like random people will be able to go into your home and steal shit and take things from you?" And he was like, "Yeah, and they won't be able to do anything about it." Just
Because
like,
this is what Hannity told him, or what?
yeah, exactly. He's a Fox News watcher, and it just, you know, it scared the shit out of him.
Yeah. See me here in the comments. Both sides are bought off by the same people. Both sides are extreme. Both sides love wars. No, dude, really, it's not. It used to be that the two sides were sort of equally flawed. Agree to disagree. We had difference in this and that, but both sides, like the Democrats may still be politicians that like to, you know, do some sort of backroom deals or, you know, manipulate. But what the right is doing, what MAGA is doing, is just gone so far off the deep end that no, I don't accept the argument anymore that both sides are equally flawed. One side is flawed, one side is fucking crazy.
Yes, I would agree with that 100%, dude. There's some crazy clips of what went on for even older voters at CPAC that you can see that there's a crack in the foundation. Where is this one? I wanted to play for you. Come on. Oh, this one. What's homeboy's name that was you know, in charge of all the of all the Epstein file stuff?
Homeboy that was in charge of the Epstein files?
Oh, you know, he said Todd Blanche. That's who I'm talking about. Todd Blanche sat down. He was being interviewed. Okay, he did a long interview at CPAC, and I just took a little clip out of. I think he was interviewed for 30 minutes, but they were talking about the DOJ and the FBI that attacked Trump and tried to take him down. And the things that he said were scary to me. Listen to this, and then we can talk more about it.
Okay.
Politicization of the FBI and DOJ. Do we have any hope that we get back to the idea that no matter what your party affiliation, that you will face one system of justice again?
Yes, of course we have hope.
No.
Yes. There is not a single man or woman at the Department of Justice who had anything to do with those prosecutions.
How many have been canned?
Over 200. Over 200 either left before we came in because they knew it was coming or were fired or took early retirement. They are no longer employed by this department. And
The people that tried to prosecute our felon president.
which takes a lot of criticism, especially because of what happened over the past several years. Director Patel has cleaned house there too. There isn't a single man or woman with a gun, federal agent, still in that organization that had anything to do with the prosecution of President Trump.
Wow.
Well, that's a fucking shame.
Right. Go fuck yourself with your gaslighting bullshit right there. You know, in this administration, no, we're not going to get back to a DOJ that is independent or an FBI. But how dare you criticize career professionals who were tasked with going after a president who clearly violated the law 100 different ways? They were doing their jobs. Even if you want to say the head of the FBI was corrupt or something, which is, you know, I'm not even going to accept that argument. But
no.
Hey, please, these were people assigned to go investigate and prosecute, and they did their jobs. Show me one shred of evidence that they did something corrupt, then sure, fire them. But you'll notice all of these people they've fired, like they don't have any evidence to support that. It's just you were assigned to go after our overlord, our King Trump, then you're fired.
100%. And it's so hypocritical to sit here and think like, okay, well, Todd Blanche, he's in charge of the Epstein files in a lot of ways of whether they're going to keep looking into stuff and everything. If he said to me, like, there is not one Republican left in the FBI with a gun, I would say that's bullshit, dude. There should be. You know what? First of all, it shouldn't be politically based. But if we're going to base it politically, yeah, we should. It should have a mix of people based on, you know, what happened to the DEI shit, just based on how well you can do the job. Now we're taking party affiliation.
And why are they demonizing guns? I thought this was the pro-gun party.
No, there's no Democrats with guns anymore, Steve. They've all been removed, okay?
Nothing he said is the humble brag that he thinks it is.
No, but you hear people cheering for it, and that is that MAGA cult of just like, yeah, you know what? They were after us, and it was all bullshit. Russia, Russia, Russia. And it's all the talking points over and over, and they yelp, holler, and clap for it. And it's a lot of bullshit. That's not American.
I didn't hear any clapping. I heard, meh.
Yes. All right. More clips from CPAC. Let's do something funny here, dude. Well, let's get into this clip of somebody on stage. I don't know who she is. She's a talking head. And she's talking about Joe Biden. She doesn't like the audience response at CPAC. So let's watch that.
Okay.
So on securing the border, it is remarkable. Okay, compare Biden years. I'm not hearing a boo when I say Joe Biden, people. Come on. We do audience participation here.
I love it. She's got to coach them. That's where we all boo because we all hate Joe Biden for some reason, the nice old man that did good things.
It's again, dude, they're so tired of the same old shit. Remember when, you know, the whole lock her up and then Trump kind of backed off and people were like, bring out the hits, like the lock her up. Like, we want to hear that shit. Not now. They're done with it, dude. Who's Joe Biden?
It's funny. She's playing shepherd with the sheep, and they were disobeying. I said Biden. This is where we're all supposed to boo now.
Right. And it would be really incredible, dude, I think, to be at CPAC in front of some of these crowds, because if they're doing that shit on camera, it makes you think, you know, it's like a game show when people come out and they're like, you know, really excited. When the host comes out, we clap, we yell, you know, we go crazy. Like, what are these people telling the audience before all this starts?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's another clip, dude, of another boo-boo, and it was almost he tried to tell the audience how to react, and then did a take two on this one to see if they would react differently.
That's what she just did. So yeah,
it's another. Here we go.
How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No. That was the wrong answer. Try it again. How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No. Can someone bring some coffee out for the...
Yeah, no,
oh, they're awake, buddy.
Yeah.
They're
For
awake.
the first time, they're awake. Yeah.
Who wants to see impeachment proceedings? I mean, wow, that really does say a lot. And then even the shepherd tries to coach the flock again, and half the room still said, like, yeah, no, we were serious.
We would like to see impeachment, dude. It's not what we voted for.
Boy, that gives me hope that if we can take the both houses this fall, like, we could actually impeach the man, because we would still probably need a few Republican votes. But if you've got that percentage of CPACers cheering for the idea of impeachment,
yes,
like, that could happen. Not trying to give anyone false hope.
Do you have any idea how constituents get into CPAC? Like, can anyone just show up?
That's a good question. No, I have no idea. I assume they have to show their cult card.
I would think that you're right, because the people that you actually see there that aren't journalists are always, you know, glittered up with MAGA, and, you know, I'm sure that they have to show some sort of allegiance.
I was gonna say they're probably part of some clubs or organizations that get invited, like delegates that get invited to, you know, the annual DNC and RNC conventions.
Steve Bannon, racist and good friend of Donald Trump, sat down, or I guess he was standing during this interview, but he was talking with someone about the war in Iran, the high oil prices and everything else. And this guy, I didn't feel like gave the answer that Steve Bannon was actually looking for. And then he even tried to get the crowd involved, but it didn't work out like I think he thought.
Third person coach of the crowd.
And this is a biggie. This is Bannon here, okay?
Yeah, he is a biggie. You're right.
Yeah. On more than one level.
Thoughts on polling and about what's oil signaling to President Trump?
Wall Street doesn't sell stocks. They sell narrative to get you to buy stocks. So what's the narrative? The narrative is the war's going to be over in a few weeks. Yeah, the price of oil is higher, but it's going to come back down. We'll get through this. Trump's got a plan, etc. None of that is true. This war is going to go on for much longer. We talked about it earlier. Escalation is the only path. There's no regime change. We can't just pick up and go home. And by the way, say where's the impact? Why isn't it worse already? The answer is there were weeks of oil underway outside the Persian Gulf when the war started. So they closed the Straits of Hormuz, right? But that oil was still in transit. It got to Japan. It got to South Korea. The shortages did not show up right away because there was oil underway. Now, a month later, the shortages are going to show up. This is far worse than Wall Street expects. I think investors would be well advised to, get some cash and trim your exposure.
Let me see a show of hands. Are the American citizens here, the MAGA patriots, are you prepared to bear a little pain to get this problem solved? Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, just crickets, dude.
Silence speaks volumes yet again. That is fucking funny. I mean, was that a lefty liberal that stuck in there and stole the microphone? Did Bannon think that guy was going to toe the line?
I don't know. I don't know who he is, but I mean, he's selling the truth here, and I'm sure Steve Bannon didn't want that to happen.
Oh, you could see Bannon just getting visibly uncomfortable. The old Gong Show, like pull the hook on this guy, like get him off stage. Yeah. And I will say too, like there have been some efforts to release more oil from the strategic reserves, and we're allowing Russia to sell oil on the open market, but I don't see gas prices slowing down. Are you telling me it would be worse if those things weren't happening? Because I'm up $1.30, I think, now in my neighborhood from the start of this.
What are you paying right now?
$4.80 a gallon, $4.75, somewhere around there.
Wow, that's and you're in red territory. I mean, I'm paying well over $5 at this point.
Wow.
So,
are you seeing the "I Did It" stickers? Did a whole story on that for Really American this week. That's almost at 1 million views, people. Go pump that up a notch for me.
Pump it up, dude.
Yeah, I legitimately, Kennedy and I were at our neighborhood gas station, and sure as shit, there was one on the pump, and I was laughing hysterically. But then I started noticing on social media, just all over the country, those stickers are popping up, and I find it hilarious.
Yes, dude. I think it's so funny, too. And yes, I am seeing them, so... we saw the Biden ones forever, and
which was so annoying because he did not do that. But we always talk about the fact that presidents can't actually control the price of gas. Otherwise, why wouldn't they all just make it a nickel a gallon? But when you do something dumb like what Trump is doing, that's how you can control, quote unquote, the price of gas. You can control it skyrocketing because of something dumb you did.
Okay, dude, here's a segment we should introduce to the audience called, Stupid Nick. I need something explained to me. I asked Rachel last week. I'm just having this thought. I'm watching all this talk, reading all these articles, and I was like, all right, if Trump said, and all his cronies have said, we're energy independent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why is gas going up for us?
It's still a global market. We still sell gas abroad. So, if it's supply and demand, if the price of crude oil goes up based on the international market, then our oil will be sold for more as well. We would have to go into a socialist communist sort of thing where we tell American companies, we're going to fix your prices. You're not allowed to sell it for more than what we deem. It is always a global market. So it doesn't really matter if we're energy independent. Chevron, Exxon, they're selling on a global market. So if it goes up there, it goes up here. May not go up as much here, but it will still go up.
So if we're America first, though, and those are all Trump's buddies, couldn't he be doing something?
Well, if they want to go full communist and admit that some form of socialism or communism is the way to go, then maybe. But I'm not sure how they could actually. I mean, without passing new laws, I don't think you can just tell Chevron, like, you're going to charge them more over there, but we're only paying so much here. It's still a free market. Free market works both ways.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you can't blame this one on Trump is my end point. You know, this is something you can blame Trump on for these gas prices right now. We had no business in Iran. This should have been being taken care of by Israel, doing everything they wanted to do. And we're now in charge of this. I don't hardly hear anything about Israel. Doing half of the shit that we are doing over there. And now we're asking other countries to be involved. This is our excursion, or this is our war, dude. This is the United States war.
Oh, spot on. A war of choice. And I crack up when I hear people call it an excursion. An excursion is what you do on the weekends when you go to the forest or something. It's not when you go bomb the living shit out of a sovereign country. And I like I keep saying, I hate being put in a position to quote unquote defend Iran, but they've been an imminent threat for 47 years. That is not an imminent threat. There is no evidence. Like we keep talking about earlier, like show me some evidence that somebody at the FBI, manipulated a Trump investigation. Show me some goddamn evidence that Iran was a week away from blowing us up, a month away, 6 months away. The best intel says they were 10 years away from that, assuming we did nothing and they just kept going on the same path. Like, if you have the proof, obviously they would have showed it to us. They would have come out like other presidents have done, build the coalition, get American support. Like, they didn't do it because they can't.
Yes. And you know what? If you have to look at it that way, or else you have to admit that Trump lied just months ago when he said they obliterated all of their nuclear program, dude. Obliterated means ends, stops, nothing left, completely destroyed.
Right. But Trump said, well, if you go dig, then it's down there. So that's not obliterated.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, dude. Okay, let's see some more funny things from CPAC. This one's really funny, dude. This is another biggie that these are people that all the MAGA party just love, and they've been hanging on to. You remember my pillow guy, Mike Lindell?
Oh, of course. One of our favorites to pick on and make fun of.
Yeah, we love it, dude. And we know that Mike Lindell started to STFU because he had been being sued so often. But he made it to CPAC, dude, and he was really vocal. So let's watch him.
Our country, most of them break a law within the first 3 months. Most of them, we're on TV here, please. We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay? We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please.
So why would you act?
We're on TV, please.
What are you serving him with?
We're on TV, please. We're on TV,
what are you serving him with?
I'm not accepting.
What are you trying to serve, ma'am?
We're on TV, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on TV, please.
First of all, if you're like, we're on TV, why would you be acting like that, shoving a person off? And I love that the reporter, I don't know where he's from, but that he starts like, hey, wait a minute, this might actually be news right here. What are you trying to do here?
What are you serving him? At one point, the journalist even tried to take the service papers, dude. It was hysterical. So
I friggin' love that. You see it on so many TV shows, the creative ways that, claims people, serve you or whatever.
Yeah.
That's real life right there. And that is an all-time classic. Being interviewed on live TV. You can't go anywhere. You've just announced where you are. That is classic. And based on TV, isn't the rule? Like, he took possession of it, so he's been served.
Yeah, he's been served, dude. That's, he's legally binded.
I can't wait to see what this lawsuit's about, because he keeps losing them left and right, and he just refused to pay one of the lawsuits. Now he's getting, sanctioned or whatever for not paying something that he already lost and was told to pay on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's classic. Having said that, the MyPillow was pretty good.
Steve got a free MyPillow, so don't hold it against him, okay?
I did, and I still sleep with that thing every night. Listen, he's a terrible guy, but he made a good pillow. I'm sorry. I like to be honest with the audience, okay? I'm not saying to go buy it. You probably can't even find it in most stores.
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't even know if he's making them anymore. But it's
Right.
isn't that ironic that a crackhead who doesn't sleep would make a good pillow?
Right.
It's
If you go to a
always
store, you will not see any of his pillows. Not see.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some of the great things that happened at CPAC. So
I love it. I could sit here all day. And I think CPAC probably runs for a few more days. So maybe on Tuesday we'll do part 2 of all that. But that is great because like we started off saying, like CPAC is just such a conservative circle jerk. So to see any level of the cracks and the dissent and the pushback does give me hope, does make me smile. I'm legitimately enjoying all of that.
well, and you have to think about the fact that you know what, for I think the last decade, this is the first time Trump has skipped CPAC altogether. You
Well,
know,
what does that tell you right there, right?
Yeah.
He knows it's not a friendly crowd. He doesn't want to show up to that either.
You know,
Mud Zombie here. I threw mine away the moment I got them. You're talking about the My Pillow. That's your problem. You threw it away the moment you got it. If you had slept one night on it. I got to stop. I'm not trying to ring up sales for this guy. I'm
no,
just saying. Like,
you got to stop. JD Vance didn't make it to CPAC, and a lot of other, you know, top Trump aligned people were absent from CPAC. So
what does that tell you?
definitely not the event that it has been.
You will
So,
not see them either. Not see them.
No, you will not. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
You're picking up on this, right?
Yeah, you're talking about Nazis. Yeah,
You're not laughing hard enough. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
Why does he keep saying he can't see anything?
No, I get it, and it is clever. I'm just trying to leave it under the carpet like you're laying it. Dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We brought up the Joe Rogan thing. Do you have video of that? Because I've got some of the quotes. If not,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's get into some of these.
let's do more cracks in the mega base. I'm having fun.
Here's Joe Rogan, someone who I think is partially responsible for getting this dipshit, you know, into office. So I guess
Partially, yes.
it's nice to hear him saying something about him. Also, you got to keep in mind that Rogan is very close to Dana White, who heads the UFC, and Dana White. There will not be a crack in his foundation because Trump basically helped Dana White get the UFC off the ground by hosting his events when no one else would. So
they got to get through this July 4th or whatever UFC fight at the White House before Dana White would possibly do anything.
yes. So for Joe Rogan, though, who's great friends with Dana White, to be talking shit is a good thing. So here you go.
Yeah.
The phrase "Make America Great Again." I don't care. Then
But
fine.
if that phrase sucks, here's the thing. Like, first of all, America is great. Make America greater, I'm down. But make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks, because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird, fucking uninteresting, unintelligent people that have got something they cling to, and there's a lot of people that are just real, genuine patriots, and they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too. Fuck that.
Yeah. You didn't see that a year ago? I mean, come on.
Come
I'm all for the people that are better late than never, like, you know, Andrew Schultz or whatever. But come on, Rogan. Everything you just said there was obvious a year ago when you were supporting and endorsing the guy.
Oh, completely. I mean, that's you were turning a blind eye to it. You're just noticing dorks now. You didn't watch what happened on January 6th. You didn't see the guy in the horns and everything. Like, these are all fucking dorks, pathetic people.
And the Make America Great has been around since like 2016. And just now you're realizing, like, wait a minute, that actually is sort of condescending, isn't it?
And Make America Great Again started, I think, with Reagan. I think, you know, that has been used before. Trump didn't come up with that whole thing.
Well, did Hitler have some version of that too?
Yes. I mean, he just made it the movement that it is now, you know.
Yes.
So,
well, but I suppose better late than never, saying that it's unpatriotic to say make it great again. It already is great, make it greater. And yeah, there's a bunch of fucking dorks and idiots in that party. Duh.
yeah. There are other cracks happening around within this manosphere. Do you know who Sean Ryan is?
Maybe. Was he the former veteran? Right.
Yeah, he's a veteran, does a big podcast, and you know what? He started to get off the Trump train during this whole Epstein thing. He was very honest about, like, you said you would fucking do it, and you haven't, and you're hiding people, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So he kind of jumped off the train there, but he's gone a little further. I think this was released earlier in this week.
And I don't know about everybody else, but my hope went right down the fucking shitter in less than a year. And, you know, when I know we're going to talk about this, but, you know, the fucking MAGA movement, I was all about that shit. I'm scared to death of cancer. I just found out about microwaves the other day. Now we're shit canning our fucking microwave out.
My wife threw ours out years ago.
But you know what I mean? I'm all excited, like, oh, they're going to clean up the food. They're going to get rid of these pesticides. They're going to get rid of all this shit. What do I see the other day? They fucking ran hard on this stuff, man. Hard on this. All the health influencers and the doctors with big names, they're all fucking rallying around the MAGA movement. Oh, let's throw a big fucking party. Less than a year in, I don't know if anything has changed other than I saw that Trump signed an executive order and fucking RFK backed him and said we're going to give immunity to, was it Bayer? Is it Bayer? Whatever it is.
Producers of glyphosate-based herbicides.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So,
thank you, Trump. Thank you, RFK. Good fucking job. Way to fucking stick to your constituents.
I almost feel bad for him. I mean, I want to feel bad for people that genuinely believed that somebody running for president was going to do something they wanted.
Yeah.
But, you know, wake up, sucker. Like, yeah, the MAGA movement was all bullshit. We've talked about it before. What he's talking about, the bullshit about Tylenol, that they're not taking the food dyes out that, RFK was so against.
Yeah, and they gave immunity to all the people you're constantly seeing commercials on TV about fucking suing Roundup for cancer, you know, the herbicide, the pesticide. And they just gave immunity to all of those huge companies that said, no, you can do that and no one can touch you for it.
Yeah.
So
how about this? The Environmental Protection Agency, this was actually last week, I didn't get to it on the other show, proposed to weaken the limits on emissions of ethylene dioxide, a cancer-causing gas from manufacturing facilities that use it to sterilize medical devices. So they want to weaken the limits on how much cancer-causing gas can emit. The move revived a long-running debate about the paradoxical effects of ethylene oxide on public health. While it plays a crucial role in sterilizing life-saving medical devices like pacemakers and syringes, long-term exposure can cause leukemia and other types of cancer that he just said he was so afraid of amongst people who work in or live near these medical sterilizing facilities. So under, Biden, they had, pulled back the limits, and now Trump is proposing to let it all out again. Free industry. I mean, anything that is pro-business, he will do.
Yes, anything he can slide a little cash his way to make it happen. You know, these are people that donate to him. These are people that support him. So, yeah, of course he's doing that shit. I feel, like you said, I feel a little bit bad for him. I do in one sense, too, because you remember, dude, that people forget RFK was running as a Democrat, you know.
Yeah.
Like, some people were like, oh, yeah, he's a little out there, but he's on the blue side, so I'm going to vote for him because I believe in some of this health stuff that he's talking about.
Was he independent? I don't know if he was an actual Democrat, was he? But either way, he was
he was not. He hated Trump. I mean, he disavowed MAGA and everything else. So, yeah. But that all changed in the flash of night when Trump said, "Oh yeah, come on over to our team. We'll do it together. It'll be fun." So.
Yeah. By the way, in addition to what I was just talking about with that gas they use for sterilizing medical equipment, in recent months, the EPA has also weakened restrictions on mercury from coal-burning power plants and repealed a scientific finding that allowed the government to regulate plant-warming pollution from cars and from trucks.
Wow.
So none of that would be MAGA on any possible level. But thanks for your vote, suckers.
You know how dangerous mercury is, dude. I mean, mercury for gold mining used to be a big way that they were able to get gold sifted through the rest of the dirt. And people who worked in these gold mining operations used mercury. Well, it was outlawed a long time ago because people died. You died within like 5 years of using it here. So, mercury is really dangerous. This has nothing to do with make America healthy again.
I know when Mercury's in retrograde, that's bad. And I hear when Mercury's in Gatorade, it's even worse. So.
It's probably true, dude. You are on it.
Sarcasm, Gatorade, don't sue me. Everything's fine.
Yeah, well, I drink Gatorade, dude, so hopefully it doesn't have any mercury in it.
There's an endorsement. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about the fact that some of these cracks in the armor are happening all around. We saw it from high school kids all the way up to, just regular aged voters, maybe some boomers in there. Who knows? But there are still people kissing the ass of the president. I don't know if that'll stop at any moment, but I've got a couple of clips here we can play. I don't know if you're aware or not, but President Trump was just awarded another stellar award, trophy to put on his desk. He's got a couple other things in the works happening, but let's look at this first one.
It's got to be a long-running trophy. I mean, this is decades that other people have won, and now he's been honored with it, right?
No, well, maybe. Here, listen for yourself.
Okay.
And so tonight, we have created a new award. We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to honor him with a new award that we'll present annually from this point forward.
To him.
But he is the suitable and fitting recipient of the first ever America First Award. We can think of no better title for what that is. That's this beautiful golden statue here. Appropriate for the new golden era in America.
Unbelievable.
I mean, how many awards are we going to create? And at what point is Trump going to be humiliated by, please, people, stop creating awards?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, Barron, are you going to step up and be like, Dad, you know these aren't real awards, right? Like, people are just giving you awards. They're giving you gold stars. They're giving you participation trophies.
Yes, these are the people that are always railing on participation trophies. Yeah. And we have given this man several. And how can little Mikey sit up there with a straight face, be like, we created an award, and what do you know? You're going to win it, sir. And we're going to award it. Like, check back in 20 years. I expect to see 20 consecutive years of somebody winning this bullshit thing.
Check back in a few years, dude. Check back. I mean, I think this will be the first and only time that award is given.
I'm curious to see who wins the FIFA Peace Prize next year too. Like, come on.
Yes.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Trump was in one of his pathetic meetings where people just sit around and kiss his ass, and this was a great moment from this, dude. You see Trump kind of falling asleep, and then he starts to hear about this possible award, and he really wakes up, dude. Jeez.
In Venezuela, where Chris and I have both had a chance to be there, I literally think they're going to put a statue to President Trump, and I'm not being, it's not a political statement, it's an actual thing.
So. That would be a great honor.
No, because it's like they view President Trump like Simon Bolivar. He's the liberator of a country. Their production on oil production is climbing towards 50% increase just in the 3 months we've been here. That flows to American refineries on the Gulf Coast, lowering the price of gas in America. So it's a
forget that. When are they going to do the statue?
He's not joking.
I was going to say, first factual thing he said in that whole little cabinet meeting.
Forget all that.
He is so transparent. He has no filter. I don't know if it's the dementia, quote unquote, or just his flagrant narcissism, but he was being so sincere there. What? A statue of me? I don't care whatever else world things you're talking about. I want my statue. I want my participation trophy.
When people in this arena of MAGA and these Trump supporters talk about, at the end of the day, like behind the scenes, he's putting on an act and everything else. Like behind the scenes, he does really care about the American people and stuff like that. You see, like, he's talking about, it's creating so much oil for our country. He's like, forget that. When's the statue? Here's just another example of somebody talking about a serious issue where if you gave a shit about human lives, you would be engaged in the conversation.
I'm guessing
We
he's
have not been able to see or hear from any of the Iranian people. And I imagine that is because their internet is shut down. And I think there is some general worry about them. Obviously, their government treats them terribly and killed tens of thousands of them in January. Do you, again, like Kayleigh, I would never ask you to tell us something that is classified, but do you have any insight as to how they are doing? Do they have drinking water? Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It's a long time ago, yes.
A long time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political career, but you may be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what you're doing. But I will not say that.
Has a lot
I will
to do
not
with
say that because that will end my political career. You know, you're not allowed to say a woman's beautiful anymore. You know?
Oh God, dude! I mean, she's literally talking about like food and water and survival of people, and he's just like, "You are so hot.
You're so pretty. I like that." I'm not supposed to be saying this because it's bad to say this. Like he knows on some level, and he can't even help from saying that part of the quiet part out loud. Like, what a fucking greasy, pervy old man. That, yes, the president being interviewed on a quote-unquote news network, talking about serious stuff. Yeah, I don't know what that question was, but hey, you remember that time?
Yes.
You were pretty then, you're even hotter now. Like,
yeah.
Fucking creep. Fucking creep.
So creepy, dude. And you know what? Tracy just said he's such an embarrassing fool. That's the thing, dude, is you know what? Here in our country, we know what kind of moron we're dealing with, but people see this around the world and they're just like, what the fuck? He talks to people like that?
Yeah. No, I mean, we've covered it a million different ways. We're the laughing stock of the world. We're going to fix that one of these days, but it's not this day and it's not tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep. That's for sure. Okay. I got a couple other places we could go here. Do you want to talk a little bit about, let's talk about this, dude. Let's talk about climate change. And, because, that's important, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
This is a GOP rep. Her name is Mary Franson from Minnesota. She recently had this statement to say that it just pissed me off so badly here. I'm going to play this for you.
What doesn't change, my friends, and that's why when you talk about climate change, I don't get upset about it, I don't get worked up about it, is because my faith is not in climate change. It's not in scientists dictating what we should and should not do to save the environment, because my faith is in Jesus Christ, right? He's the same today, tomorrow, and forever, yesterday. And so, if you've read the good book, you know how it ends. It's not with climate change. And that's my closing speech.
Oh my fucking God. Pun intended. Listen, I believe in Spider-Man, but I'm not going to let him dictate global policy, science, or anything else. And by the way, this whole Christians that are so not Christian, that don't believe in the preaching of Jesus. Jesus would be a left-wing hippie right now. Of course, saying, people, me and my dad left you this planet. Look what you're doing to it. Like, knock it off. Of course, save the earth. We wrote that book 2,000 years ago. You people have fucked with the ending a million times over. Now it's different. You know why hell is so hot? Climate change.
Climate change, yes. The funny thing about that is I asked ChatGPT, I said, because I'm not a reader of the Bible, I was like, are there, passages in the Bible that talk about climate change? Maybe not by this new age name, but, talk about stuff like that. So
wasn't there the whole Garden of Eden? Weren't they supposed to take care of that place?
Got to take care of all that stuff. In Jeremiah 2:7, God accuses people of defiling a fertile land, turning it into abominable through misuse. Warning of disruptions. Isaiah, they talk about the earth being defiled by its inhabitants, breaking the laws of the land. I mean, they seem to talk about it quite a bit. And then you have that whole Noah's Ark flood thing that, So, I think it was talked about. But, yeah, I don't want anyone in representing me that is basing all of this stuff not on scientists and about factual information that we have and just holding faith as I don't worry about that stuff. Well, get the fuck out of the way then, because a lot of us do, and we want to do something about it.
This is like congressmen and senators that don't read the bill before they vote on it, before they make a major decision.
Yeah.
Religious people that don't actually read the Bible, they're going to base their beliefs and opinions on it, but they don't actually read it, or they're cherry picking it. I mean, that's the classic religious thing. Like,
100%.
I like the part where, gay people aren't supposed to be doing it, but I ignore treating immigrants well, treating the poor well, treating the earth well. Like,
Yeah, none of that. You guys are misinterpreting all that stuff.
When it doesn't fit their narrative, they just throw it right out.
One guy who has outwardly been a Christian, but a Christian that doesn't seem to push his shit on me, is James Tallarico. He just beat out Jasmine Crockett. You know who he is.
Yeah, and let me tell you, his religious angle, I mean, he may be the Trojan horse we need. Because he's got that to relate to Christians and Catholics and Latinos that are deeply Catholic in Texas there. But he does not push it on you. He doesn't use it to shape policy and the way he wants to govern. So as much as I shit on religion a lot, I like what he's doing with it.
Yes, 100%, because you're right. He can speak to people who have certain beliefs and kind of shape them, because most of these people with religion have been misguided. And, I think he's trying to bring it back to some state of normal. Let's talk about this pastor going off on James Tallarico. You think the pastors are all good people? You think godly people are all good people?
No, I don't. Yes.
Okay, well, here's proof. I'm going to prove your point, dude.
We're talking about that. And so I say, even in the debate, I think you might have seen it, but that I had on campus the other day, I pray that God kills him. Ultimately, that means killing his heart and raising him up to new life in Christ. That's the first thing.
We want him crucified with Christ.
Whoa. That's exactly
I
right.
want him to be, I think, Saul of Tarsus, Tallarico of Tarsus.
Yes,
That's what I want. Who would say, I was holding the garments while they stoned Stephen, and now I'm that's what we want.
Yes, we want death and new life, right? And if it would not be within God's will to do so, stop him by any means necessary, oh God.
Oh my God. Is that not threatening the life of an elected official? What in the holy fuck is that? Not to mention just the complete hypocrisy of praying to kill someone and equating him to Jesus. Isn't he the savior?
Yeah.
So you're saying you want him to be crucified like Jesus? Wouldn't that mean that you love and support him?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's crazy. And that's Pete Hegseth's pastor. And Pete Hegseth's just been on a praying mission as of late, talking, doing prayers in front of people where they don't belong and everything else. So,
well, Hegseth was praying for the death of everyone over in Iran, too.
Yeah. Yeah, these are not things that, I grew up Catholic, dude, and these are not things that I ever learned that you were supposed to pray for. I did
people's death. I thought the left was the party that always, celebrated death. Charlie Kirk got shot. Everyone, like we are seeing these idiots and Hegseth praying for the death of their perceived enemies, some of them being American elected officials. And then we saw Trump over the weekend, celebrating the death of Robert Mueller. How is that not celebrating death? How is that not what they're admonishing everyone else for doing?
Well, that was, he celebrated the death of somebody who had done terrible things, Steve. It's not the same. It's not the same as Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was, everything. He was a prophet, dude.
Well, and it's so funny, too, because Trump at one point was holding up the Mueller report as, look, I'm vindicated. The report came out. No one prosecuted me. So if it vindicated you, why do you hate the man? Isn't he? Doesn't that tell you that Mueller? I mean, I was pissed at Mueller at the time. I ordered that thing off Amazon and read it. It was absolutely damning and absolutely outlined crimes of Trump. But Mueller would not just come out and say it. No. He was just like, I put it out in writing. You people read it. Like, no, dude, your job is to not only make the assessment, but actually then digest it and tell us your opinion on what your report says.
Walk us through it. Walk us through it, dude.
Right. But God, of course, that's celebrating death. And that tweet he sent out, like, I've heard 100 million people say this, like when Trump dies, that's the exact same thing. Like, good, I'm glad he's dead. Now he can no longer hurt innocent people. That would perfectly apply to Trump when he dies.
It should be on his headstone, dude. I mean, it really should. Because, you always talk about projecting with this president. And, that's the ultimate projection right there.
Yeah, I saw a hilarious meme of Trump's headstone with a little sign saying, wash your hands after urinating.
That's great. Yeah. To finish this up, dude, you would think that all these people that love God, love people, are concerned with everyone would want this war to end very soon. This is just bullshit.
Disappointed. I don't want to say this, but I have to. I said, Pete and General Raisin Kane, I think this thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go. Oh, that's too bad. Pete didn't want it to be settled.
Pete wants to murder people. Pete wants to commit war crimes and not be held accountable. It's funny shit, dude.
Yes.
Bring back comedy. Oh, God, dude.
I am so bewildered by this entire fake Iran war. I mean, it's not fake. We started it, but the war of choice. And yeah, again, those moments, Trump is saying what he actually believes. That some people in my cabinet are bummed that we're not going to be able to keep this going. But it is going to keep going. It's not solely up to him to end this. You can't just start a fire and walk away and assume the fire is going to put itself out. So,
yeah. And we're sending Marines over. Little Skippy Mikey Johnson was asked about, we're bringing in 2,000 Marines. Don't you consider that boots on the ground? And he said, no, these aren't boots on the ground, dude. These are just, we want Iran to take notice of, we could be boots on the ground. We're bringing people in, and it's very close to boots on the ground, but it's not boots on the ground.
Yeah, Marines and paratroopers, none of whom work on aircraft carriers or fly airplanes, so... Yeah, I mean, they're clearly setting it up to be ready to go. Now, maybe they're going to chicken out. Taco Trump always chickens out. So, I mean, let's pray for that. But you saw Nancy Mace, she's a mega nut job, storming out of the meeting the other day, saying, I do not support boots on the ground. I am sick of what I just heard in that meeting. Like, when even a mega Republican is saying, no, like they just told us that is what the plan is.
Yes. Yeah. No, people, that's where all these cracks in the foundation are coming from as, they extend past all the terrible atrocities that happened with ICE. So, now, I mean, I don't think they're setting themselves up for a good place in the midterms. So,
no, or in heaven.
Or in heaven. I don't think I'll go to heaven. I don't think. Yeah, that's the one true thing you've said.
Again, those are the moments he's saying truthful things because you're right, dumbass. You're not going to heaven.
Yeah. Did you hear about the him talking about the little mishap that we had of shooting down our own jets?
Yes.
I mean,
you have the video of it?
I have the video of it. I think it just, again, everything is so callous. Like, this isn't funny at all. And Trump just laughs about it. Little mishap.
Yeah.
They had a little mishap. They shot down 3 planes with our missiles. They happen to be our planes. But the pilots made it. Can you imagine the pilots making it? The pilots saw what was coming. And they said, those are Patriots. We're not going to escape Patriots. And they got out of there pretty quick, Pete, right? Pretty amazing that they got out. The 3 pilots lived. They're fine. In fact, they're flying today.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. I mean, that's somebody's mother or father that he's talking about,
Brother, sister, uncle. Yes. I mean, we almost killed our own pilots with our own missiles. But did you see that, Pete?
Little mishap.
How come our Patriots didn't kill them? I thought our Patriots were the best. Those pilots should be dead.
They should. What happened to the double tap, dude? You got tired of it?
I mean, just the callous disregard for any human life, let alone the American troops that you sent over there. Because he referred to our warships today as toys. Like, my toys. That is his perspective on all of this. Yeah. He is just playing general, playing with his little army men. He has a complete sociopathic level disconnect from reality.
Yeah. Nope, 100%. But so we'll continue to watch CPAC as it happens. We will also be out at the No Kings rally. Will you?
I will. Yeah, I'll be out covering it. So I'll be doing some interviews and taking pictures, and if I get good stuff, I'll make a video out of it and bring some stuff in for us next week.
Very nice. I'll do the same.
Yep. And everyone out there, nokings.org. That's the national website. Because yes, it is organized. It is funded because you got to kind of organize and fund stuff like this. And there are all sorts of websites where you can find good creative protest signs if you don't already have them yourself. And despite what MAGA thinks, you can get stuff printed quickly, cheaply, and easily. Have you seen this whole, how'd they print these signs so quickly? Like, you've never been to a fucking Kinko's or Walmart will print it? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the 1800s, like the printing press? Like, what are we talking about here, people?
George Soros.
Right. So, yeah, go to nokings.org and then get the hell out there this weekend and share it all online. Let everyone know that you're on the right side of history.
Yes, indeed. And thanks for hanging with us for the podcast, and thanks for getting vocal. You can watch the Really American podcast on this platform as well, as along with all the other short-form videos that a lot of talented people put together on this channel. So we just thank you for your support, but make sure to subscribe, like, check out our Substack, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and for anyone listening here at the end, I know you actually really like us. So for the love of God, go to any of your podcast platforms that you get shows on. I know you're watching us here on YouTube, but do us a solid and go subscribe to the audio version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. I don't care if you listen. Just hit subscribe. Okay, hook us up.
There you go. Steve, don't forget, a wise man told me the paperclip was discovered 152 years ago today. So remember that, okay?
Okay.
It's all right.
Thanks.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye-bye.